Thank you for joining me today. This is Christopher Calandra, your host for this episode of the Simply Financial Podcast. This is number 18 of Season 4. I wanted to revisit today the strategy of dollar cost averaging. I had discussed this strategy back in Season 2, Episode 24, talking about the potential benefits. The reason why I wanted to revisit it today is during the pandemic and the economic shutdown, both in the U.S. and abroad, this is a strategy that we have leaned on heavily as we here at Elliott Wealth Management Services continue to work with our clients trying to cope with all of the uncertainty surrounding the economy, the markets, our political activities, and the pandemic itself. So just to revisit, dollar cost averaging is a strategy where you invest at regular intervals. Think 401ks for a moment. If you're enrolled in a 401k, and many of you probably are, out of each paycheck, you put money into 401k. It's a systematic series of investments into one or more investment vehicles. That's what dollar cost averaging is. And it could be done outside of 401ks. It could be done in lots of different places. So you could set an amount or set a date where you're going to buy at regular intervals. This has a number of benefits. It is very convenient, sort of set it and forget it. It's one of the reasons why the 401k is so immensely popular. So it's very convenient to just do things on a systematic approach. Secondly, it takes away a bit from the timing of the market. When you're buying in at regular intervals, say every week or every month, it helps with the timing of the market. Along those lines, it helps take advantage of swings in the market. And what we've seen during this pandemic, and again with all of the economic uncertainty, is we see in the stock market especially a tremendous amount of volatility, some wild volatility, more volatility than is typical in the stock market. Back in March, I'm recording this in early May 2020, back in February and March, we had some of the most volatile days the market has ever seen, both on the upside as well as many on the downside. So buying in systematically at different intervals helps you take advantage of the swings in the market. So we've leaned on this strategy heavily during this period that started with the pandemic back in March. I've been in the business 28 years. I've always used this strategy, both personally as well as professionally. To me, it's tried and true, but I wanted to revisit it today because we've leaned on it heavily with all of this uncertainty. So if you're not using dollar cost averaging, you might want to consider doing so. And if you are using it, this is just a reminder of some of the benefits. I mentioned a moment ago that it is a tried and true strategy. Please know that that does not mean that it insures against a loss. It does not offer a guarantee of success. It's simply a good strategy. It's a good tool to use. And we're happy that we're using it here at Elliott Wealth Management Services as we try and help our clients negotiate through all of this craziness. I always at this point ask, if you haven't subscribed to the podcast, please do so. Check out our website, www.elliottwealth.com. You could get more information about me, the rest of the team, how we help our clients win with money. On the site now, which is timely, is a recent investor update webinar that we conducted for our clients recently. So you may want to check that out. And I will be back with you very soon on the next episode of the Simply Financial Podcast. Thank you so much for listening today.
The views expressed are not necessarily the opinion of SagePoint Financial Incorporated and should not be construed directly or indirectly as an offer to buy or sell any securities mentioned herein. Investing is subject to risks, including loss of principal invested. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. No strategy can assure a profit nor protect against loss. Please note that individual situations can vary. Therefore, the information should be relied upon when coordinated with individual professional advice. Please note, the information being provided is strictly as a courtesy. When you link to any of the websites provided here, you are leaving this website. We make no representation as to the completeness or accuracy of the information provided at these websites, nor is the company liable for any direct or indirect technical or system issues or any consequences arising out of your access to your use of third-party technologies, websites, information, and programs made available through this website. When you access one of these websites, you are leaving our website and assume total responsibility and risk for your use of the websites you are linking to. Securities and advisory services are offered through SagePoint Financial Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Insurance services offered through Elliott Wealth Management, LLC, not affiliated with SagePoint Financial.